God bless you, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the iGames. Brother Derek, I appreciate all your love and support. And today, I'm going to start season 3. And this whole season, I'm just going to talk about the attributes of God. It might be 15, it might be 20, I don't know. There's so many of them. God is very big. And the older I get, the bigger God becomes. But I just love this topic of the attributes of God because he's God. We're not God. We can never be God. And when we learn his attributes, we'll understand we can never be God. We can never be our own gods, but we need God. We need Jesus. We need Yahweh. We need Adonai. We need Jehovah. You can call him whatever you want to call him, but he's still God. And this entire season, I'm just going to talk about how big God is. And the longer I live, the more I watch my children grow, the more I see what's going on in the world with and without God. We need him. And I just want to glorify God and just make him bigger in your eyes and your mind and in your hearts because he's continuing to become bigger in mine. Every time I think I know it all, I learn something else. Every time there's a new experience, God shows up and God gets bigger. Even in my problems, God shows up and gets bigger because he said he's going to solve everything. And most of us have heard the song Jehovah Jireh by Maverick City. And that Jehovah Jireh basically means God is the provider. And I'm sure, I have my testimonies, but I'm sure you have yours too. God provides when we can. So we're going to talk about the attributes of God in this season. And like I said, it might be 15 episodes, it might be 20, I don't know. But this one, the first one, is creator. And I think this is the most important one because the creation is the beginning of everything. And some of you have heard me say this before, never confuse your birth on earth with your creation. Because in the mind of God, we were all created at the same time, over 6,000 years ago. And because God exists outside of time, he already had an idea and a plan. And it's up to us to follow the plan and to be obedient. But he's the creator, we're not the creator, which is just another reason and more proof of why we need him. Because we don't create anything. Everything we have done and everything we have built has come from what God provided with us in the beginning. The elements, the minerals, the metals, the rocks, the earth, the air, the water, God is all of that. And some of us remember the movie The Last Airbender, and some people watch the Avatar cartoon. And it's always talking about the 4 elements, earth, air, water, and fire. All 4 of those came from God, and God exists in all 4 of those elements. But God is also the 5th element, which is the quintessence. And the quintessence is the one that created the first 4. But because he's God, he exists outside of the earth, air, water, and the fire, but he also is the earth, air, water, and the fire. Because that's how big God is. He creates things for us to enjoy and to experience. But he's still God. Even if there was no earth, air, water, and fire, God would still exist. That's why he's the 5th essence. And some people might remember the movie The 5th Element. The 5th element is God. That's just how big he is. He's the creator of everything. But even if he created nothing for us, he's still God. And I could talk about that for 20 minutes, really. There's an entire understanding in that. So, matter of fact, I'm going to encourage you all to learn the Hebrew language. We all love the King James, we love the NLT, we love the NIV. Learn the Hebrew Bible. You'll learn so much more about how big God is. Trust me. God creates, we don't. We build things from what God created. The cement, the wood, all of that. The water. Like Cat Williams just said something in his stand-up about the water. And he was like, we can never create water, God did. Even if we had the hydrogen and the oxygen, we can never make water without God providing everything because he's the resource. God is the source of everything we do. Even for us who are athletes, your muscles, the blood, your bones, your strength, your endurance, all of that came from God. He gave it to us. And then we have to eat food to replenish all that. We need the protein, we need the water, we need the minerals, we need the potassium. God created everything. Everything we do is because of his permission. Everything we do, he is the resource, he is the source. Like he's God, and we have to remember that. So always thank him for everything you accomplish. Every day I go to the gym and lift weights, the whole time I'm in the gym, I'm just thanking God like, wow, I'm old, but I'm getting stronger. The human body is the only machine that gets stronger the more it's used. And God created the human body. The things man make, the more you use it, the more it deteriorates. Just like my car outside, I gotta go fix the brakes. Why? Because it's a man-made car. And then I gotta put tires on the back. Why? Those are man-made tires. Everything we create deteriorates the more it's used. But the human body actually gets stronger the more you use it. Why? God created that. That's why we need God, and we can never be God. Because you can't name one thing we create that gets stronger the more you use it. It doesn't happen. Man and God is two different beings. That's why he's the Almighty. Love, beauty, power, and growth, it all came from God. Our ability to love, when we feel compassion for other people, when we feel empathy and sympathy for other people, all of that is because God gave us the ability to love each other. Without love, what would we do? We'll probably destroy each other. We'll probably kill each other. But God is love, and he allows us to experience love. And all of that came from God. God set this place in order. He had a plan. He knew we would need to live in community. And the only way we can live in community is through love. All the unity we have, all the good feelings, the brotherly love, respecting your neighbor's property, the 10 Commandments. God established those 10 Commandments so we can live amongst each other. Without the 10 Commandments, what would we do? It would be anarchy. It would be like the purge. And if you pay attention to current events, in some nations, the purge already started. Why? They're violating the 10 Commandments. If everyone obeyed the 10 Commandments, there would be no purge. If everyone obeyed the 10 Commandments, there would be less jails and less prisons. If everyone obeyed the 10 Commandments, women would feel safe in the streets at night. Because God established love, order, compassion, and respect, and honor. Because he's the creator of everything. And God understood community, and he knew we would eventually be living in these cities. So God gave us rules to live by, because he's the creator of everything. And it's just amazing. It's kind of sad, really, but everything God made perfect, us humans, we find a way to make it imperfect. We find a way to ruin it. But then when things go bad, we blame God for that, like it's his fault. It's not God's fault. It's our disobedience, it's our sin, it's our pride. It's not doing what God told us to do. So he'll make a thing perfect and we'll destroy it. Like one day I was talking to a young person, and please no one get offended by this, but I was talking to a young person one day, and I said, if God made you and if you trust God and he made you perfect, why would you cover your body in tattoos? Why would you make your body less perfect? This person didn't have an answer, but it's just something to think about. If you really believe God created you and you're good enough, why would you ruin it? I've never seen a bumper sticker on the back of a Bentley. I've never seen that. I don't see bumper stickers on the back of Benzes and BMWs. When people buy these expensive luxury cars, they don't put bumper stickers on them. So I don't see a reason to ruin our perfect bodies that God gave us. I don't see it. That's one of the reasons I don't smoke and use drugs. It's one of the reasons I stopped drinking. I don't want to damage what God gave me, because God made me good enough, and I want to stay that way. He's the creator. You should just let him continue creating and follow his path and let things be the way he made them instead of ruining them. And we all know about pollution. We pollute the earth. We need to fix that too, but God's the creator. And like I said, this season, we're going to talk about the attributes of God. This is just the first one. Because God is this big. Like I could talk about this for 18 hours. But we were made in his image. And because we were made in his image, we want to recreate things. We want to build things. Music, sports, art. We want to improve cars, make them faster. We want to make faster airplanes. And because we were made in the image of God, we want to build things we want to move through inspiration. Many of us want to be artists. At one time I was a rapper. Now I write books. But we were made in the image of God, so we want to build. So I'm going to encourage you, get right with God. Ask God, what are you supposed to be building while you're here? Because he put you here for a reason. What are you supposed to be building? Family, community, better schools, better inventions, better technologies. What should you be building? Because we're not the original creator, but we can create something. You can do something. You can build something with what God gave you. Find out what God gave you, and then you can create something and then thank God for it. Because he gave you the power, he gave you the will, he gave you the motivation, and he also gave us community. When you start building, God's going to send people to help you. Trust me, I know from experience. But this is the first episode. God bless you. Peace.